Alright, so today we're continuing with part 2 of 15 perfect 10 by 10 games you must play. In this series, I will highlight the absolute best titles that have defined the gaming industry. In today's part 2 of these videos, I will cover some amazing games that has left a lasting impact on me. Whether through its gameplay story, or even just the way it made you feel after the credits rolled. Trust me, these games are experiences you don't want to miss. Let's kick things off with God of War, 2018. I remember picking up this game, expecting just another brutal hack-and-slash experience from Kratos. But what we got was something far deeper. This was a reboot that gave the character soul. The relationship between Kratos and his son Atreus is the heart of the story, and you feel the weight of every choice in battle. The gameplay itself is nothing short of perfection. The Leviathan axe feels so satisfying to throw and recall, and the combat, while brutal, is also strategic and immersive. And the boss fights are absolutely epic. That first showdown with Baldur was one of the most memorable gaming moments I've ever had. I went into this game for the action, but I stayed for the emotional, beautifully crafted story. Next up is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. This game, it changed how I view open-world adventures. From the very first moment when you step out of that cave and see the vast expanse of Hyrule in front of you, you're hit with a sense of wonder that few games manage to deliver. What I loved most about this game was the freedom it gave you. There were no strict objectives, no forced tutorials, you just went where curiosity took you. Whether I was climbing mountains to see what was beyond the horizon, experimenting with different ways to tackle puzzles, or even cooking up weird dishes in my campfire, every part of this world felt alive and full of possibilities. And let's not forget the iconic enemies like the Guardians, which can still send a shiver down your spine when that music kicks in. This game lets you craft your own adventure, and it's an unforgettable experience from start to finish. Dead Island 2 was a pleasant surprise for me, especially after all the delays. When it finally dropped, it delivered some of the most over-the-top, fun zombie action I've played in a long time. Picture this, you're in the sun-drenched streets of LA, Hell A, as they call it in the game, smashing through hordes of zombies with makeshift weapons. The melee combat is incredibly satisfying. I found myself laughing out loud as I dismembered zombies with axes, electric hammers, and everything in between. And the gore? Let's just say the game pulls no punches. The humor mixed with the chaos of the world makes it a unique experience. It's pure, unadulterated zombie-slaying fun, and it reminded me why I love these types of games. The Last of Us Part 2 is a game that I had very complex feelings about, but it's undeniably a 10 by 10 experience. From a technical standpoint, it's one of the most polished games I've ever played. But where it truly shines is in its storytelling. Whether you agree with the narrative choices or not, it's bold. It takes risks, and it made me feel things, anger, sorrow, shock, like no other game has before. The gameplay has been refined from the first game, making every encounter feel intense and dangerous. The world is grim, and that grimness seeps into every aspect of the game. Ellie's journey is filled with heartbreak and moral complexity, and by the time I finished, I found myself questioning my own sense of justice. It's an emotional roller coaster that left me thinking about it long after the credits rolled.
There's a lot of them. I told you.
Rise of the Tomb Raider is one of those games that felt like it struck the perfect balance between exploration, combat, and storytelling. One thing I loved was how it expanded on the reboot's formula, giving us a massive snowy playground in Siberia to explore. The sense of progression as Lara grows from an archaeologist to a hardened survivor was really well done. The tombs, which were a highlight of the series, returned in full force here. I found myself genuinely enjoying the puzzles. They were challenging but always rewarding, and trust me, the visuals are absolutely stunning. From the icy cliffs to the hidden tombs, every location felt meticulously crafted. If you're into exploration and a strong narrative-driven experience, this game is a must.
Do your rounds.
Thorn in his side, that one.
Croft, she's still out there.
They stay alive.
Not anymore.
Hey, give me a hand over here.
They should have killed her when they had a chance.
Hold on.
She was useful for a job. Let us hear, right?
Trinity was trying to recruit her.
It's not our place to stop. Orders are clear. We see her, we shoot to kill.
Assassin's Creed Origins revitalized the Assassin's Creed franchise, and it was such a refreshing shift. Ancient Egypt is brought to life in a way that's visually stunning, with massive pyramids, sprawling deserts, and bustling cities. I found myself getting lost in this world more times than I can count. The RPG elements introduced gave the series new life, and Bayek is one of my favorite protagonists in the franchise. His personal story of loss and revenge is powerful and kept me hooked until the very end. Also, fighting gods in the side quest, that was a next-level experience. This game felt like a beautiful reimagining of the Assassin's Creed formula, and it set the foundation for the games that followed.
Hold on. Get me out of here! I'm going to fight you. What? If someone's there, Is someone there?
Are you all right?
Bruised and beaten, but I can move.
Stay hidden until you can slip out of the temple.
Now, A Plague Tale: Innocence was one of those games that completely flew under my radar when it first launched, but man, am I glad I picked it up. The story of Amicia and her brother Hugo trying to survive during the Black Plague is emotional, dark, and utterly captivating. What stood out to me was the atmosphere. The plague-infested world feels oppressive, and the constant threat of rats adds this tense layer of survival. It's a game that balances stealth puzzles and heart-wrenching narrative moments incredibly well. Amicia's protective instincts for her brother give the game its emotional core, and by the end I was completely invested in their journey.
Down there! The Three Saints!
We're getting closer to the way out.
All right, let's be careful.
We'll be safe if we go that way.
Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is more than just a game, it's an emotional experience. I'd heard about the binaural audio and how it was designed to represent psychosis, but nothing quite prepares you for the sheer immersion when you put those headphones on. The voices whispering in your ears, the sound of Senua's breathing, and the haunting atmosphere. It's one of the most unique gaming experiences I've ever had. The combat is intense but minimalistic, putting the focus on Senua's journey into madness. The visual design is breathtaking, and the way it handles mental health is both respectful and thought-provoking. By the end, I was emotionally drained, but in the best way possible.
They're winning.
Final Fantasy VII Remake was a dream come true for fans of the original. When I first booted it up, the nostalgia hit hard. But it's not just a straight-up remake, it's a reimagining. The game adds new layers to the story, the combat is fluid and action-packed, and the characters we loved are brought to life in ways that blew me away. All characters feel more fleshed out than ever before, and the game's mix of real-time and strategic combat kept things fresh throughout. And let's talk about the visuals. Midgar looks absolutely stunning in HD. Whether you're a returning fan or new to the series, Final Fantasy VII Remake is an unforgettable journey.
Had enough?
Don't be absurd. As if I could ever grow tired of your company. Naughty, naughty! Until one of our flames is forever extinguished, dance will never end! Burn for me! Ho ho ho! Bang! Come on, let's push it past the red line!
Jesse, take over.
I still remember the hype leading up to Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. The open-world design and the freedom it gave you to approach missions in countless ways was mind-blowing at the time. The game's stealth mechanics are some of the best in the genre, and the sheer depth of the systems means that no two players will have the same experience. From attaching balloons to enemies to extracting resources to just sneaking around in a cardboard box, The Phantom Pain is a playground for stealth action. Hideo Kojima once again delivered a narrative that's both complex and thought-provoking, and while the ending is divisive, the journey getting there is nothing short of spectacular.
Fire!
I've always been a Star Wars fan, but Jedi Fallen Order exceeded all my expectations. It's the perfect mix of Uncharted-style exploration, Soulsborne combat, and a deeply satisfying Star Wars narrative. You play as Cal Kestis, a young Jedi on the run from the Empire after Order 66, and the emotional weight of his journey is palpable throughout. The lightsaber combat is incredibly fun with a perfect balance between timing, strategy, and fluidity. And the world building? From the lush forests of Kashyyyk to the eerie tombs of Zepho, the game's environments are beautifully crafted. Jedi Fallen Order isn't just a great Star Wars game, it's one of the best action-adventure titles in recent years.
Sit back, I got this. Get back here! Hit him! Blasting again! Stop! Intruder!
When I first played Horizon Zero Dawn, I was immediately drawn into its unique world, a post-apocalyptic landscape where robotic dinosaurs roam free. Aloy's journey of discovery, as she uncovers her past and the truth about the world, kept me hooked from start to finish. The gameplay offers a perfect balance of exploration, combat, and crafting. I found myself spending hours just hunting down the massive machines, each one requiring different tactics and approaches. The sheer beauty of the game, from its vibrant open world to its stunning sunsets, makes it a joy to explore. Swinging through the streets of New York as Spider-Man is as exhilarating as it sounds. Insomniac Games truly captured the essence of being the web slinger with fluid dynamic traversal that's incredibly satisfying. Whether you're flying between skyscrapers or taking down bad guys with a mix of acrobatics and gadgets, the game nails the superhero experience. The combat is fast-paced and reminiscent of the Arkham games, but with Spidey's unique agility and web-based abilities adding a fresh spin. On top of the action, the game delivers an emotional story that dives deep into Peter Parker's life, balancing his responsibilities as both a hero and an everyday person. It's one of the most complete superhero experiences in gaming, and a must-play for any fan of the genre.
You are everything that's wrong with this city!
I was gonna say the same to you.
Alan Wake 2 brings Remedy's signature storytelling and atmospheric design to new heights. This sequel dives even deeper into psychological horror, blending intense combat with a gripping narrative that had me on the edge of my seat. The eerie small-town setting is perfect for the game's unsettling tone, and the visuals create a chilling mood that keeps you on high alert. Playing as Alan Wake, you're drawn into a reality-bending mystery filled with dark forces and supernatural threats. Remedy's signature use of light as a combat tool returns, making for tense and strategic battles. The game balances horror and action in a way that few titles can. So if you're a fan of narrative-driven experiences, this is one game you can't afford to miss.
Plastic ear mask! General,
Capcom knocked it out of the park with the Resident Evil 4 remake. This modern reimagining of the classic 2005 survival horror game retains all the best parts of the original, while elevating it with stunning visuals, tighter gameplay mechanics, and a fresh sense of tension. Playing as Leon Kennedy, you're tasked with rescuing the president's daughter from a mysterious cult, all while battling hordes of terrifying enemies. The over-the-shoulder shooting feels smoother than ever, and the revamped environments are drenched in atmosphere. Every encounter feels intense, from the creepy village at the start to the high-stakes battles later on. It's a masterclass in remaking a beloved game while keeping the core essence intact, offering something new for both longtime fans and newcomers alike.
Okay. Good nights and stay still.
And that wraps up part 2 of our list of 15 perfect 10x10 games you must play. Let me know in the comments which of these games you played and what your experiences were like. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you don't miss out on future gaming content. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.